folks, Species 7 here, and welcome back to Oldbrook Farm. This is, of course, Farming Simulator 2013. So how's everybody doing? I tell you, we have such a shiny day out here on the west coast of Canada today. It's pretty near t-shirt weather. Not bad for the 31st of March. So I have silage pits that are 100%. As it turned out, they take 400,000. So I have filled them. The cornfield is now empty. But before we blanketed them over, I just wanted to show you guys something. This class Zerian. Now, it comes with this front weight here. Quite nice, almost like a huge bumper, right? What it also does is makes an absolutely incredible silage compactor. Alright, so let's get into her here. Now if we have a look, of course we're on our back thing, so let's turn on the silage compactor. Okay, and you can of course raise it and lower it. I don't want to dull the teeth on the pavement there. Alright, the other thing we can do, if we switch to the machine itself, oops, sorry, me fat fingers, we can add weights to it, right? And you can see it sink right down. Those are pretty chunky weights. If we switch to the front, we can add even more weight to the snout. Now we've got a super heavy machine. And last but not least, of course, we can switch back to the tractor and do this. And this doesn't even include, yeah, we can rotate the cab, so we can now see what we're doing with our silage compactor. Pretty slick, huh? I can't really think of another tractor I've run into. Oops, I think I may have just taken a weight away. What am I on? Oh, I'm on the front. Okay. I actually want to be on the back. I was forgetting my back from my front there. Now, neat thing about it, you don't have to reverse your controls. Now, I'm driving the tractor backwards to what it was before I turned the cab around, but left and right still work exactly the same way. Backwards and forwards still work the same way. So to go towards the silo, I am actually pressing the W key just as I would if I was facing the cab the other way. I think that is really, really cool. So I just need to compact this to 100%. And then the other nice thing is it has the different steering modes, and those different steering modes, if you get stuck against a wall or hung up, they allow you to do things like crab to the side, or you know, drive basically parallel to where you were, all kinds of different things. So it's just, like I said, an incredibly useful tool for this sort of an application. So, but speaking of the cornfield being empty, obviously the corn header worked quite well for doing silage. It took me 8 truck trailers full, of course, to get to where we are here, but as far as the harvester went, we were nowhere near that. Those little piles of chaff, I needed to empty the trailer, and I figured out what the heck, good a place as any. So I have noticed if you don't compact this between logouts, it seems much harder. But we're almost there. 99. One more little poke. and then we can blanket. There we are. Alright, let's blanket this. Boom. Alright, and we'll shut that off now. Okay, and let's switch to the tractor. Go for a little ride. There we go. Yeah. And we have 400,000 liters of silage. And now, if I press the W, this is once again the front of the tractor. Pretty cool, eh? So yeah, the cornfield is empty. We put 400,000 in silage and still had enough. This thing is so bouncy. I think it's all these weights. Oh, I wasn't actually going to take the big silage compactor with us. There's no reason. And we got another 130, I believe. No, 160 or so thousand of corn, like straight up corn. So yeah, pretty neat indeed. Now I need to take away the discs. I believe that's X. There we go. Get some of the weight off of this thing. Go back to the tractor itself and get rid of those. There we are. She's half the tractor she was when we were up there. So yeah, we've got a little bit of corn in the silo. We've got, as I say, those pits are now full. We're not going to do much better than that, obviously. Then come the issues. And the issue is that that little button that changed us from straw to no straw on the grain head, that I assumed because we went to cutting chaff with the other one, with it still engaged in the same setting. Not that I could read this setting, but we got our chaff. When I pressed it again, basically it didn't change anything, no matter what I did. And yes, of course, I did ensure that the machine was completely empty. But no, it wouldn't switch back. I actually had to go and buy a corn header. And I in fact bought the one for the big Case IH, the big 10 meter or whatever the heck it is. So, when all was said and done, because for one thing it is so darn unrealistic, the what it will hold for grain. I decided we'd get rid of it. And as I said, it's worth $500,000. But to replace it, you need a couple of machines. So here's what I chose. Let's start with the foraging bit, which we won't need for a while. This is a Krone Big X 650. Now it has some pretty neat features. You can switch the front wheels to duals or to TerraTrax treads. You can add weights or take weights away from the rear. It will tow its own trailer. And it uses the heads off the bigger TerraTrax. Or the bigger Krones, like the Krone 1000 and 1100 from the game. As for our new harvester, here we go. We have the Cat Challenger 680B. This comes with a pack. You get the tread version, the TerraTrax as they call them, and you get the wheeled version. The heads for them are really nice. 10 meter corn head, 10 meter grain head, no clipping. The heads are solid, the trailers are gorgeous solid. They have an excellent locking script, one of the best I've seen. You hook something up to it. In this case I used my little Unimog over there. Drop the head down. When you get into the vehicle and look, you actually have two hookups. One to pick up the trailer and one to lock the head. So if you drop the head on there when you're hooked up to something, you lock the head on, it now shows you have two items behind you. and you can unlock them separately, which is really nice because right now these are still locked, even though they're no longer attached to anything. So even if I accidentally bash them with something, they stay on there, which is pretty neat. I fell off the little bar in the middle. That's funny. So there you go. That's what we replaced them with. Works really well. It doesn't have a whole bunch of other sort of special little things. We will see them as we use it. What else did we do? Well, I thought it was kind of boring having two of the Merlot Turbo Farmers, so I traded one of those in for this guy. This is the Class Ranger. It is more akin to the Wiedermann than it is the Merlot, in fact, but it comes with a bunch of pretty neat gear. It comes with these two trailers, a service trailer for, I would guess, fuel, food, fertilizer, etc. And this little trailer, which I guess you could haul some wool pellets or some bales around on. They're cheap enough little trailers. It also comes with a decent 6,000 liter bucket, a 3-point hitch that you can put on the front so you can pick up things that hitches will pick up. You know, if I wanted to put my fertilizer sprayer up there or something, or onto one of these big storage things, I could do it with this. This unit here will pick up any harvester head or corn head. Again, so when you want to store things on racks, remember how much problem I had having to bump it up and down onto the rack? There you go. Runs reasonably well, so not a bad little deal. Fairly inexpensive. I think it's about half the price that the Merlot Turbo Farmer was. I haven't yet checked, but I don't think that it uses the same hitch. Like, I think this is the one the Wiedermann uses. So, and it is articulated, right? So when you're inside, you're got to put up with that screwy steering. It's got quite the noise. You revs it up a few times when you first start it. Doesn't have a super high top speed, but then again, it is you know, the type of vehicle you would use in your farm yard, not away from it. And again, being articulated, keep in mind it may not steer quite as you would expect. So I'm just going to see here how it likes dealing with the Albert telehandler stuff. Oh, I guess it will pick it up. So there you go. It does handle the Albert telehandler gear. Nice. So rather than like that one we tried in the MR mod, but you'll also notice it doesn't have nearly the reach. Now it will put a header trailer up there, or a header up there, but it doesn't have the reach of, I don't think, maybe it does. I don't know. It's certainly a lot quicker and more responsive. I was going to say it doesn't have the reach of the little telehandler, but I think it actually may. Huh. Not bad. Not bad. So there you go. And again, reasonably cheap. Comes with a whole bunch of super cool gear. I mean, the fact that you can use that to put things like sprayers, fertilizer, spreaders, you know, anything that'll pick up with a 3-point, or anything that will pick up with a header hitch. You can pick it up with this device and stick it up on that storage shelving. And I do like using that stuff. The header racks are really nice. Picked us up a new trailer. This is the Corn Husker. Quite a decently modeled trailer. I believe it holds 110,000. So we will have a closer look at that when we get to it. What else have we been doing? Well, I have been dragging this guy around. Here's all I have left to do on this cornfield, as a matter of fact. So, I tell you. It's been a while since we've done fields this size. Yes, indeed. I still think so far as whoopsie, you do need to actually lower this to the ground, and then boy does it ever work a lot better. I think so far as large cultivators go, this is by far the best I've run across. Up to this point anyways. You know, I like that you can do this. It turns sharply enough that you can turn on yourself and go back the other way without taking up too much space at the end. That's absolutely brilliant. It has enough weight that it doesn't want to bounce too hard when you hit the little whoop-de-doos that can make smaller chisel plows and cultivators just go a little bit rank. You know, skip a big patch that you have to attack only from a certain angle to actually get it to work. Yeah. But it's unlike the Ford, the big Ford folding one that was around for quite a while. You don't require the world's biggest tractor to haul this thing. I don't need that big 535 or a Case IH 600 or something like that, right? So, and it is well modeled. You know, this is the exact same one we used in MR, but with not using the MR weights, just all standard stuff. You know, but as you can see, you know, little wheels swing freely on their hinges and all of that. Very, very cool. I do like this one. So there we are. We now have an empty cornfield. What a wonderful thing. And we'll stop this fella here, and we'll get out, and we'll run, and of course we can't actually go through these hedges. So I baled up this field. I didn't miss any wheat. What do you mean? It's barley. I didn't miss any barley. What do you mean? Completely baled up this field using that John Deere baler. I actually went through one entire thing of wrap for the bales. I think it's 60 something. As you can see, I've still got 3 rows left to bale. Here's our Arcus and bale stacker. So yeah, well, there's the pair of John Deeres. And then once this guy's all baled up, I will, I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I had downloaded a sugar beet mod, one where the planter fit on the front and the harvester on the back. Now, it wasn't much bigger than the tow-behind harvester from the non-modded version, the game version. But it did allow you to do the entire harvest in one step, just like you had a big Maxtron, except, you know, for $100,000 instead of $500,000. The problem with it was, now I know the MR one worked. Oddly enough, the standard one did not. Every time I went to buy it, it just simply said there was no room at the store type of thing. You ever got that message? Yeah, even though there was nothing at the store. I even tried buying other things. So, yeah, not good. So I was going to put beets here, but I don't know, man. I sure as heck can't be dropping 400k, and I don't think I want to go over this field, you know, twice, once to top and once to, this is a really nice baler, I gotta admit, but you guys have seen this thing a million times. Everybody's been using it. So. But I can see why. It is probably about the nicest round baler that's been put out as a mod. So yeah, unfortunately that sugar beet thing did not work in standard mode. Oh well, what can you do? I kind of prefer to do potatoes this time anyway. We did sugar beets on Steve's map. Whoop, too far. Back it up there, boy. So that's what I think we'll do. So I'm going to finish this. I'll pick the rest of the bales up. Next time around I'll show you guys where I've been chucking them. And I should have a field or two planted by then as well. So until then, hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for coming along. Leave a comment, leave a like. It does help me out, gets my videos noticed a little bit. And till next time, well, most importantly, take care of each other, folks, and ciao for now.